Welcome back to the Juice.
Bang.
We're ready? Quantum
Yep.
set, please. Don't eat the mic, please. Back the fuck up. All right.
Episode
I'm literally about to
25.
start.
25.
Yes, sir.
No way.
No
I think it was.
We're fine. We got to get through it.
Yeah.
Tell me who you know doing things like the Lemon Boys do it on the way to the top. This just elevator music, matter of fact.
Spikeball's full of a bunch of losers.
I'ma put it in reverse like Fanaki, cocky. Never we killing these brothers softly.
Travis Core trains dogs to bite people.
Y'all be driving stick shift. This is auto. You know I turn it up. Get it up. I wanna beat up the beat. You gotta see if the
Hey guys, it's Kyle Keenan. Keenan is key.
Gabe Fanaki is going to be playing with
You know I'm about to eat like a Ryan Paul. Full top, no rest crown, I wear it. Big cut, big flex, Mike Garrett. Running game round here, this is natural. And you know I got the touch like a match pole. Spike lemonade, on the way to the top, about to elevate. Spike lemonade, and the boys don't play, better get it straight. Come on!
honestly with the Discord dude. I honestly just thought it was like it was a bit of a bitch ass move.
Are you serious?
That's so good.
You're listening to Spiked Lemonade, the only Roundnet podcast that squeezes out all the juice in the Roundnet community right now. We have myself, Matt Spo,
Josh D.
and two very special guests. One, the man himself. You've heard of him. You've seen him everywhere. He's all over social media. Mr. Terrigno. and Henrik.
I had to see it coming. I had to see it coming.
But what's up, guys?
Nothing much, man.
Yeah?
I'm hyped to be here.
It's
Talk
gonna
some
be
Spike.
fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We have a new addition to the set, I guess you could say. The one and only, the flag. We're gonna bring
I
that
love
everywhere.
this. I freaking
That's gonna
love
be
this.
behind us. It's something better than just a half-painted wall. No bashing to Kyle Keenan at all. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. But I will say, I think our thoughts are, we're gonna have our guests sign the flag.
Yes.
We're gonna have our guests sign the flag. And do you want to date it or episode it?
I'd rather do the episode number, I think,
Yeah?
than the date. Date
I
could
think
get
that'd
a
be
little
cool.
funky.
For sure.
And we could always go back and check it.
Yeah. So episode number. So
Yes.
we'll have you guys do that.
So then if they come
Today.
back, they don't re-sign it. They just put another number.
Another number. That's
Ooh,
cool.
I like
That'd
that.
be good. That'd be
Kinda
good.
cool.
All right. So we gotta get a lot of people to sign that.
Yeah, we'll
And
get
Orlando will be.
Fill it up.
Um,
Need another flag after.
We may have to go
Dude, that'd
front
be
and
sick.
back.
That's what I'm saying.
Hopefully it doesn't bleed. That's my one
You
concern.
bleed
Yeah.
through?
Yeah.
Keenan's
I think it'll be okay though.
That's
I think so,
That's
too.
a good wall to bleed through on.
No.
We'll pull it off before we sign it. If you just tuned in, you would have heard our amazing intro song. It was written by Henrik here.
That's true.
So
That's
I've got
true.
a lot of
Let's
praise
go.
on the song. Henrik wrote the song, and I wanted to talk about this before we do your solo episode. I wanted to talk about like the birthplace of the song.
Yeah.
I hit up Henrik. I said, hey, listen, we're doing the pod. Matt and I are kind of revamping it. I'd love for you to help me with something that's kind of got a little rappy, something catchy, good beat. So I messaged him like some lines that I thought would like kind of be kind of catchy. He took just like a half of my line, so I can't even take credit for much of anything. But this guy delivered this song probably in about 40 minutes. It was
Probably.
wrapped.
Probably, yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if this word has gotten back to you on this part,
Okay.
bro, because I told people that I said this to not say it to you. But you got it back to me so quickly and it was so good that I told some people, I was like, yo, there's probably like a 15% chance he chat GPT'd the shit out of this. But it was so good. So I wanted you to talk to me about you got the text from me
Yeah.
all the way through to you sending me here it is. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was pretty. So you texted me. I was just sitting at my desk because I'm an artist for my job, so I just sit at my desk. And so I was sitting there. You sent me a couple lines. I just pulled up. I got the beat from Graham that I was telling you about. He made
Yeah.
a beat. He just sends beat packs out to people on an email list, and I'm on it for some reason. So I stole a beat from him, to be honest. Probably, who knows if I'm allowed to use it. It doesn't matter.
He's across the hall if he has a problem.
Took the beat, and then just whipped it up. It was really easy.
That's super quick, dude. It really was such a quick time.
It was
But
crazy.
the best lines were your lines. So Keenan is key. I think you had
Keenan's
that
key
one.
was awesome.
And you might have even.
I helped with the
I
Funaki
think
line.
you helped the Funaki. I think it changed it, but I think that was your idea.
It was my idea, but you made the line.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think you carried a little bit.
I helped.
You carried.
No. So only
Stop with the glaze. Stop with the glaze.
I have heard others be like, "Is there any chance we could get a second verse?" And I was just like, "Well, I'm gonna have Henrik on the pod at some point.
I'm not
So
opposed.
maybe it's not now, but maybe like after the season gets started, we go like a second verse."
I'm not opposed. Who would we put in?
Well, we haven't hit on Rigno.
Right now.
We haven't
Modders.
We
Modders.
Yeah.
Modders, you're next.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Brandon.
Fazio. Is he not a lemon?
He's not a lemon.
He's out of here. But
You hit
No way
on
he just
5.
pulled that up, bro.
Oh,
Fazio is not a
that's
lemon.
awkward.
He's out
Lucas Hope hasn't been
Of
dropped.
here. Lucas Hope.
So that's 4. How many people were in the thing?
It was Josh, Matt, Ryan Paul, Mike
Mike.
Spikeball, Gabe. Keenan is key.
Keenan's key.
I think that is it.
I think that is it.
So that is 7, and there's 4 more of us. So that would make sense. Lucas, you, Jake,
Jay.
Jay.
Brandon.
Jay would. Brandon.
You kind of wrong. It was 6 the first time.
Okay, so it's 5.
Okay.
Jay would be cool to drop like a daddy chill line.
Oh,
It'd be,
Yeah.
it'd be
You
kind
can-
of
you can
cringe,
also
but it'd be
add Pat
funny.
in
As,
and comment on how he's not a lemon yet or something like that.
that's
too.
true.
Wait, not a
Like,
lemon?
You can use them.
he's
but
not.
it's not.
Pause. No.
oh, you're saying
Yeah.
foreshadow.
Right,
Is he
right,
gonna
right.
be a lemon?
Yeah.
He's
in the
on. He's on the
works?
docket.
To be
It's in the works?
determined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
he's on
about-
the. He's on the
Is
docket.
Vance gonna be a lemon?
Vance
Is that a
also-
sore subject?
To be
Oh,
determined.
he is. Oh, it's on the docket.
Is Henrik
It's
going to be a
on-
lemon?
I'm not around
To
anymore.
be determined, right?
That's right.
Wakely?
Yeah.
Wakely?
Yeah, dude. There's
some
like
dockets?
some people right now in that queue, but then we have these discussions, and then now there's people. Yeah, we can't get into
Drawing
it
up the
here. It's
contracts,
crazy. Yeah, the contracts
Did the list stir something
There could be
up?
someone who's
Bad
next
feelings?
in line
a little bit.
and then drop to off limits.
Oh, yeah.
It's all over the place.
I think after the list, there's animosity towards the lads. I think some people maybe
Oh, the
want
top-
to
the
be,
top?
maybe don't want to be anymore.
That
Oh.
I honestly,
Maybe they're jealous.
maybe they're a little
I
jelly,
think that's what it is.
a little bit of
Because
gelatin.
the lemons showed out in the list. They showed out. There was a bunch of lemons there. So
There was,
Lemon.
but
Maybe-
some didn't get much love.
I'm not
People,
saying. Yeah, I'm not saying it was biased. I'm
like
saying,
Lucas Hope didn't get much
was
love.
he on there?
Yeah, but he
See,
wasn't.
that- like, what
but
is
he's
that?
premier. He didn't get much love. Ryan Paul
Really?
was the worst ranked
He
premier
got some
player.
Oh, he
hate.
was.
Yeah.
He was.
And
Wasn't Danny G below him?
Danny G Danny G. Okay, maybe the second worst. So like, I think the lemon hate primarily was people pissed off that I was number 10,
Okay,
which
okay.
is cool for me. I didn't ask for number 10. Like it is what it is. But I'll echo the sentiment of the Keenans and the Ants and those people of the world. If you have an issue with me being number 10. You now know the podcast. You have the social medias. Just drop a time, a place, as long as it's a Saturday or
Oh,
Sunday.
wow.
Pick your partner. You can pick anyone. And let's just fucking play.
There we go.
Let's just play.
Wow.
it is not that serious.
I like that.
Someone came
Vance,
up-
Want you trying to play? Let's run it. I'll put my pink slip, my number 10 on the
Pink
line. Let's
slip.
play.
Let's go.
I'm with it.
Pat Fazio came up with an idea of like a fight night.
Yeah.
Like we schedule an event. We schedule a.
Bring
it's
your
like,
shibs.
You guys got beef. Settle it in the ring.
Unbelievable.
Settle it.
It's
I think that's a great
That's
idea.
fire.
It
That would
is.
be
It is great.
fantastic.
Like grudge matches.
That'll be hype.
We'd need like
I said
4
that.
observers.
Yeah, we would.
One guy on side
Not
is not
modern.
enough.
Not modders.
Not Jake.
Worst observer.
All right,
crazy.
So this episode specifically, you say, well, why are these guys here? What the heck's going on? We hosted a contender tournament for the best contender players in basically a 3 to 4 state range. A couple states up,
Or a tri-state
one state
area,
down, tri-state-ish,
yeah.
yeah. And they showed up. Did you guys drop a game? You dropped.
Yeah, we
well,
dropped
one.
because we dropped one in the finals and one in the semis. That was it.
Okay.
One to
Kinda
Jay
sold,
and
kinda sold.
Kyle.
Sold a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys dropped 2 games over the course of a whole day. Yeah, it was the semis and the finals, but for the rest of it, there wasn't many close games
pretty
for the
That's
whole
true.
day.
That's true.
Yeah, it's-
Blah
it was
blah
a
blah.
breeze.
A lot of blowouts.
You took care of stuff, huh?
Yeah.
It's a breeze.
It was a breeze.
It's
Yeah.
a breeze.
Now, what did you think? What did you think about the field? Do you remember what wording you used in the early intro when I asked you like, what do you think when you look at the field? Do you remember the word? What was it?
Translucent.
I have the little
Run
clip.
that
Yeah,
clip.
the clip's gonna be on the
Oh, that was
podcast,
crazy.
like the
Let's
intro
go.
clip. That when I recorded like, what do you think and how your feels about
Oh,
the tourney?
really?
I have
Yeah.
that.
Translucent.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, no one's
I was
here.
like,
It's
oh,
just
you're
me
not-
and Henny on the field.
Yeah,
That's it.
that was awesome. So they took care of business. Let's go early stages. Your guys' team name. How did you two become a team, and how did you create the name?
I was taking a shit in Marshall's. And I hit Henny up, and I'm like, bro, we gotta freaking run a tournament.
Wait, actually?
So he was like, yeah.
You weren't joking?
Remember when we were texting? Yeah.
That was on the toilet?
I was on the toilet at Marshall's. It was with you, actually. Remember I couldn't find the bathroom at Marshall's? Way back? Yeah.
That's unreal.
And I hit you up. I just thought it was a good, detail to the story. So I hit you
That's
up
important.
and I'm like, bro, like let's run one. And you're like, I'm about it. So I'm like, let's go. So that was the beginning. So I was trying to think of something we had in common. And I'm like, I know this guy's got to be from like, Netherlands or something. Like, he's got the height, he's got the hair. It all looks great. So we got to figure out where you're from. So you told me, and I was like, okay. I googled Norway, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I googled like staples in like Norway or like Norwegian, like something to do with that, and see if I had any relation to it of some kind. And there was nothing. But there was a cool word, fjordy, I believe is how it's pronounced.
How do you spell it?
I think
How do you
it's
spell
just
it?
fjord.
Fjord?
I think we just did
We
fjord.
just added
as,
the
like,
Y
to be
as
funny.
the- yeah,
Oh,
It's
fjord.
Fjord.
Yeah.
What
Fjord.
was it mean? What does?
And it's a river between two mountains, right?
Mhm.
So kind of like a peninsula, or no, the opposite. Peninsula is a
No, it's not like peninsula.
two waters
It's just
body.
Yeah, it's not a peninsula.
Water, two bodies.
It's like an inverse
valley of
A
peninsula.
some-
long, narrow, deep inlet of sea between high cliffs.
Yeah.
Narrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Usually-
that's what it means. A fjord is just that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
Ah.
fjord is.
Oh, right.
Oh, it's not a specific
Yeah.
lake.
yeah,
That
it's
would
just-
have been
it's just
cooler.
generality,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
That's pretty
Fjord.
fjord.
Yeah. I think we just added the Y because I don't know. Just goes-
Fjordy.
Fjordy.
boys.
Yeah,
funny.
fjordy's cool.
It's just funny.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can
fjord-
come up with something. We
Fjord
probably
is-
should have thought a little bit about this. before.
Yeah,
Fjord.
it's kind of a brain dead,
yeah. Yeah.
brain dead pick, but it gets the job done.
If you guys were to team up again, would you keep it?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if
why
something
not?
else came up better, then I'm down.
I'm
to
down
change
for
it,
Fjordy boys. I
Fjordy
like it.
boy-
I personally like it.
Fjordy
I like
boys
it
are
too.
down.
I personally think it's
Yeah, I think
different.
it's cool.
I think it's cool.
It is.
So they took care of business at our contender
Yes.
tournament. They won it. They beat everybody on the day that they played. They beat. You guys have an upcoming season. You're both working hard in the off season. I think that right now we released our New Jersey end of year rankings, and Ant here was the highest ranked non-premier player in the state. Yeah. So
Attaboy.
and Henrik was not eligible to be on the rankings because he's no longer a New Jersey native.
Unreal.
Where do you live?
Tennessee.
Yep.
So let me ask you this.
Makes
So
sense.
I heard that you were a little tight. You weren't on the rankings. But were you
What?
really?
Wait, who said that?
Somebody told us
I
that.
didn't say a single thing about that.
Okay, so that was
And I
just
was
all
not tight because I was not qualified.
right. Where do you think you would have fallen amongst the contender players? So we had 23 premier players, or 22, and then 23 was the first contender player. Ant down to 30. Where do you think you would have fallen in that 23 to 30 range?
I'd hope towards the front half. I feel confident against any contender.
Yeah.
Like when I think of the field, I don't feel scared of anybody.
Yeah, in the New Jersey field.
No,
Yeah.
in general, contenders, bro.
Contender period.
Even though I'm a contender, but obviously I've never done anything in a real tournament. When I go into a tournament, I feel like everybody here stinks. That's easy. Even though
Everybody stinks.
but it never works out. But maybe this year.
That's crazy.
This is the one.
Yeah.
So-
How's
go ahead.
Tennessee compared to New Jersey round net? Like when you're out there and you're playing.
Specifically, I only play with the Nashville guys. Like the Knoxville guys, I don't know too well because they're a little far. But Nashville, I think it's honestly a little weaker. I think there's not as many top players compared to New Jersey. There's just not as much depth. I think I'm on the contender squad. I'm the one, so I mean that tells you the depth we have there. And then Premier, there's not a ton of crazy premiers. I don't know. Like we have, I think the best premier is Cole Maddox. He's pretty good. There's a couple other guys, but nobody you would probably heard of.
And how do you feel going into a tournament? You feel the same way that everybody else is just terrible and you're gonna rake them?
No. What I think about when I go into a tournament, thinking about whether or not it's going to be easy and I'm going to win, or it's going to be difficult and I'm going to lose, or whatever the case is, like it's more of like how many mistakes can I make less in comparison to another team? Because I feel like I know where I'm going to get my points, and other people know where they're going to get their points. Because if you walk up to someone who's an awful server, but they have this one crazy reverse that's really sneaky the way they throw it, you know, they're probably going to score at least that first one on you or something like that. So I feel like I'm not really like, especially going into a contender tournament going forward, that I've played in Christmas Classic against some pros, and I've played against more like upper level guys in comparison to contender players. I feel like it's just more about just like being calm and just doing what I know is gonna like work. So it's not really a matter of like, because I also think that there's gonna be one or two teams that are gonna be like coming out of the woodwork that came out of nowhere. They're super good. They had Premier 2 years ago, and now they're just playing again, or they play with a couple of friends and they're like insanely good, but they're not like on the map anywhere. No one knows about them. So like, am I gonna get an easy route, or am I gonna get have to play a team where it's like, if I beat them in the first round, I'm getting Premier, or I won't see them until the finals or something like that. So more like circumstantial stuff, and more just like knowing like I just have to be like play my game. If I play my best, I know I'm going to be good enough, especially if I'm playing with Henny, because we play so well together, and he cleans up so much of the shit that I like maybe sometimes like make a mistake on, or like don't do just like perfectly necessarily. So now it's just, yeah, like I said, more about like when Jay and I played 3 tournaments together, we got better every single time, and every time it was just making less mistakes. Like we never like did anything more like explosive or crazier the second or third time around. It was just like we kept making less mistakes, but at the end it still wasn't close enough to 0 compared to like, you know, oh, I'm acing everyone every time, or we're both acing people. Like Jay and I, we didn't get like as many aces as I feel like we would have got if I was playing with someone who wasn't going for aces, or vice versa. Like looking back, you know. So yeah, so just about like my own play really, because I feel like a lot of the guys in the contender bracket, like not a lot of the guys, but a small percentage of the people who have success in contender, they're good because they don't make a lot of mistakes. They're not good because they're crazy good, necessarily, if that makes sense. Like they're good at the fundamentals, the good stuff. Like it's a compliment in a way. Like they're good at the sets and the kills and the finishing and the being in the right spots, but like maybe they're not acing anyone. You know,
There's
but
more
like,
consistent.
Yeah, like the team that Henny and I lost to in Delaware, we both folded. We were both still like evolving our serves.
Delaware?
At that time. Was it Delaware?
Are you talking about Virginia?
Virginia.
Oh,
Virginia.
Northern
Oh,
Virginia.
yeah. In the first round?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we double faulted both of us like every time.
Yeah,
But the
they
team
were
we were
fine.
playing like probably had like could have put their eyeballs in their hands. Like they were just zombies walking around. They were awful.
Oh wow.
And we just like kind of just let them just get away on us. You know, I think it was in 3
I'll
games.
say the one guy was good, the other guy was a bot.
Yeah, they were both bad. The one guy's cool.
The one
I
guy
actually like them
his
both.
name
They're
is-
nice guys.
Is
but
Drew. I don't remember his last name.
they were
He's
very,
good.
they were
From
kind of
PA.
slow moving. So
The other guy's awful.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Did these guys get Premier that tournament?
No, this kid hasn't gotten
okay,
Premier yet.
okay.
No, they're still
I thought you were
going
talking
like
about like
Not Drew Ryder.
Okay, I
No,
thought you were gonna
no,
say
no.
Drew Ryder.
Not Drew Ryder.
and
No.
Felipe.
He's
I was
good.
like, wow.
No, Drew. I'd like that kid.
He's awesome.
I don't
He's
know his
sick.
last name. He's
He's
so
sick.
cool.
Drew. I wish I knew his last name, dude. I think you might have known who he was at the Christmas Classic.
And then the other kid I haven't talked to much, but other than that one time. But I'd see Drew at every tournament I go to.
Ryder.
I'm like, yo, bro. No.
Yeah,
The
the
kid
one
that we
we
played,
played.
the kid
Yeah,
that
me
we
too.
played,
I always
yeah.
see him.
Yeah.
He's good now.
He was cool. He was just they both were
Like,
very
it
like
stinks.
I can't get to that ball. We just let that go. That's how they kind of
Jeez.
played. So, but we just kept double faulting for him, and it
That was
worked
that.
out in their favor.
What makes you guys such a good complement to each other, especially now as your games have evolved, even from Virginia and that contender tourney? Like I know I saw a few things, but what do you guys think makes you guys a good team, a good complement?
For me, I think that we kind of like read each other's minds a little bit sometimes, is what I like to at least say. I feel like sometimes like when we're in certain situations, whether we're down a couple or just in a particular moment where you would think, you know, team would come together and talk about something, I feel like especially in the contender tournament, we kind of just like knew what we were gonna do, and then just like we didn't talk about it, we just kind of did it, and like without like saying to ourselves, this is my role and that's your role, like we kind of just fell into our roles. And I'm really excited to play again with them because our serves have both like gotten like way better. But Henny's the cleanup, bro. I'm there to support him and give him the beautiful sets. And every time I give that set a little off of the net, he dives over that thing and scores us a point. So he holds me up, man.
Dang
Really
right.
does, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think
good
it's just we
experience.
have opposite play styles. Like he's this main server. Like I'm expecting him to pick up aces.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of like when I serve, I'm just trying to go for percentage. I don't want to, be double faulting us out of games.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I've worked on. Like that's when the first tournament we played together, I double faulted us out of every game we lost.
Yeah.
Because I was just swinging as hard as I could, like a
And it
bot.
was kind of like making me like, fuck, maybe I should just put it on, and then I was
Yeah,
missing too.
So I don't want him to have to worry about it. So I just go for percentage. I think of myself as more of a support player.
But the problem with that time though, like right before that tournament, we were playing together, and you were playing against like me, Jay, Pat, and a couple guys, and you were ripping like Gabe kind of serves. Like they were coming from up high, and you were getting a lot of like spin on it, and it would hit that front pocket with a lot of power. And if it landed, it was like, oh shit, that's a scary serve.
Yeah.
And then I felt like you got into this groove of like, why isn't this landing? Why isn't this landing? And then you like kind of never got back to it.
Yeah.
So like you had something going that was really good, and then for some reason it's just like.
Well, I like look back at the footage of like the first tournament we played in back in the day. My serve looks so different now because I used to just stand straight up and sit there and swing as hard as I can and hope that I land it and
Hit the right spot.
and get a good serve.
Yeah.
And so they're just too streaky, not consistent. It's not going to work out if I want to play at a higher level. So
Yeah.
just had to this summer and this fall. I've been working on restructuring my serve and actually trying to. First time I've actually tried to put in work on my own and serve better. So
Yeah, let's
I think
go.
it's, it's getting better.
So, last season, what are some missed goals for last season? Like, were both of you expecting to get Premier last season? Was that the expectation?
No.
No.
I
So what?
wanted to, but
So what would you say? Were there any missed goals of 2023? Did you feel like you fell short of where you wanted to be, or you feel like you're in the right direction?
I think, like up until I think this fall is the first time I started going to lots of tournaments and grinding. Before then, I would just go to pickup because it was a lot of fun and I had free time. And then I'll go to a couple tournaments a year just because I like to be competitive. But I never was like, it's something I want to sit and grind. Right now, I think I'm in a grind phase and I do have goals for the first time.
Sweet. What you?
I mean, I feel like I kind of like accomplished all my goals. I feel like every time I went out to pick up, I felt like I played a little better. And every time I played in a tournament, for the most part, like 90% of the time, I felt like I always was like playing better. Unless I like felt bad that day or like I just wasn't landing for some reason for a portion of the day. I felt like I always like did something better or always like showed that like I have something to give here on every net that I've ever played on. So I feel like at this point in time, I feel like I've been in a consistent growth since I've started. You know, I broke my ankle last year, like late last year, so that really like tanked my play style because I was only good at this sport to begin with because I was like good at running around and diving and like getting to certain balls. And now my game is the exact opposite, where that's the last thing I really do. And it's just kind of like I'm trying to just be fun and energetic and ace the shit out of everybody. Which I enjoy immensely too, but I also got to get back to the other side of things as well. So and I know that's where I think that's just my goal is like the past couple times I've played, I've had a really hard time. Like I go into the game and I'm like, okay, I need to do this. I need to get across the net and I need to go to the net more often. And then the game's over and I'm like, well, I didn't do that. And then even in the midst of it, I do it and the play goes by and I'm like, if I would have done that, I could have been somewhere. And it's just so hard to take my thoughts and what I know I need to do and like actually like slow the game down fast enough to be able to do it. Like in, while I'm playing. So that would be my goal is to, do that more.
That's a off-season grind. Just think about what you're doing wrong and actually apply it in the time.
Not think about because I'm already on it.
Yeah.
Essentially, like mentally, but just a matter of like actually doing it, like in the game, like not be lost in where are they gonna hit it? Be instead of thinking that, think like let me get to somewhere. Be proactive on my movement first. And I've gotten compliments on I'm at the right spot, but. I am always in the right spot, but I'm not necessarily always standing the right way or anticipating it correctly or close enough to the net. Maybe I'm where the ball flew to, but maybe I'm not close enough or far back enough kind of situation,
All right. Well, I want to talk about the pool a little bit of Contender.
Okay.
Because Contender is such a dodgy division.
Sweaty, bro.
Sweaty. You get people who are actually great and they deserve Premier. They get a bunch of people who probably belong in advanced and they're just playing up, which honestly props to
I'm
them
happy
because
for
they're
that.
going to get better quicker.
I love the
but then you also have people who are just trying to they're not good enough and they're call balling their way up.
dude,
Like
absolute phantom callers.
everybody, dude, there's a lot of craziness happening in the Contender division.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what was it like 2023 Contender Spike Ball Tour Series?
Yeah.
What did you see a lot of that you thought was like really annoying?
Sweaty. Dude.
Well, this is like a competitive game,
I don't
right?
care.
So you should
It's
be
the
allowed
gross,
to
It's
sweat.
a gross sweaty. Like, they're sweaty and they're not even good. Like, if you're sweating and your cheeks, it's just cringy. If you're sweating... Wait, do you know what sweaty means? Like, you know what I mean by that?
Like
Try
tryhards.
Try hard, but like abusing like stuff that just to give you like call balling is sweaty. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Your cheeks. And like, dude, this happened 3 times. Every tournament me and Dylan play together, a big moment during the game, we finally if we get this point, we get a break. Dylan hits a crazy reverse, no touch, and they always call it bad. They'll go rim or something stupid, and it's the cleanest serve I've ever seen in my life. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And then we end up blazing because we're buns, but
Yeah, I can go off on that for like an hour, bro.
dude,
Ryan and I were playing in Classic against Keener, and I don't know the other kid's name, who ended up being pretty nice, but like kind. But like just throughout the game, like whenever like I made 2 calls all game. I made one rim call, which maybe it wasn't. They were actually both rim calls, but one was on a serve. I was watching. I was the side. I wasn't the receiver. And then the other one was like I lipped up. But it, like both, they were like I like made the call, and they were just like yeah right. And they like took the ball and then went to go serve again.
That's what Keener
When it's
told
like-
him. Keener told him that the non-serve receiver is not allowed to make a call.
He said it's a rule. I have it
said
on
it's a
film.
rule.
It's in the video. Yeah.
So
Tyler, what are you doing?
So you're
Crazy.
hold on. So you're
Yeah.
serving to me. Josh is my partner.
Right.
He can't make a
He
call.
can't
Right.
make a call. It's a rule. He cannot make calls.
No.
Because I was saying it's a rule that if one person makes a call, then and it's a disagreement. Let's say like me and you are partners against these two, and like you disagree with me, you disagree with you. It's still like the rules say
Yes.
whether it's okay or not.
It takes one.
It
Yeah,
takes
it takes
one.
one.
It only
It
takes
takes
one.
one.
So that's what I was saying. He was like, well, it's non-serve receiver can't make. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, that's a rule. The non-serve receiver.
And it was a
can't."
rim call?
It was
was
on. This was after the game that
Okay.
we were arguing. But
It was
that
on a
was
rim call
I
on a
called a
serve.
rim.
See, I feel like
Ryan caked that shit too.
in that position, the partner on the side has the better
Has a better angle.
Great angle on
for
the rim.
rims,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I can see maybe like if the guy on the side calls side and it's like really close, it's like, okay, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
But
the greatest.
My main point about bringing this up is, and I think this is something where the sport really needs to grow, is that I think that they might have initially like been expecting us to be, call ballers in a sense, or calling like hi or whatever, and maybe I only made 1 or 2 calls, but then as soon as I did make a call, since they were expecting that, they turned to, oh no,
They get
you're
mad
trying
right
to-"
away.
Yeah, right.
I do that too, though.
Let's redo a couple.
I get mad
If
too.
by the 3rd redo you're like, all right, like this is enough, then we talk about, yo guys, look, I think you're making some kind of crazy calls. Like I think that's how the game should go in the sport, opposed to like just initially being defensive. Like we played Dynamite, and like they were just so like they're there for business, and they're not there to like make anyone a fuss out of anything or be extra or talk about anything really. They're there to play. Like
Yeah.
I got respect for them playing them. They were really really good. They didn't like blow us out of the water or none. I think they beat us by 6. So
When you watch high level round, it's a huge thing. You see, it's like they'll make a call, and most of the time they won't even go to observers because it's like
Yeah.
they'll talk about it right then and there.
Yeah.
They're like, okay,
Exactly.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
so
Right.
like cordial about
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Versus like,
In
oh, that was
Contender.
high. It's like, no, it wasn't. No, what are you talking about? Like
Yeah.
it's
Contender, there's a lot of calls.
But
Yeah.
that's like my next point is like if you're, this is just how I think. I don't know how true this is, but if you're in Contender and think you have to be a call baller to win, I don't know if you're Premier level. I think if you're gonna get Premier, you should just be blowing people out. So one little call doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I told Ryan, I'm like, let's cake the highs. If it's high, let's cake it, score a point on him, and show him it doesn't matter if your shit's clean or not. We're still gonna score him. You know what I mean?
The Christmas
ruthless,
Classic's
ruthless.
that good. In a Contender tourney, maybe in bracket play,
Mhm.
I wouldn't do that. But I like the mentality.
I mean, but
nonetheless.
also if we knew, like, there was one team we played where I knew the one kid, his serve was bad. So Ryan was like, just let him, just don't receive it. Just let it go high. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But, I mean, ideally, though, if you can cake everything up, it's demoralizing against the other team. And it, like, it's the opposite. What's the opposite of demoralizing? It picks me up knowing, like, I can just receive anything, essentially.
yeah,
or at least
for
try
sure.
to.
Gives you the confidence.
Because I also think when I'm receiving someone who's extremely good at serving, Gabe, whatever, and it's like I know they're gonna ace me. It's about how like often can I prevent that. I think like I have to have that mindset of I have to get this high ball. I have to get the one that might be side or might be rim. Because if I can cake those two, I don't want to give them another serve. Number one,
Yep.
and like that. But in Contender, I feel like it's probably useless.
A lot different.
Yeah, a lot different. Yeah.
Pots.
So I also want to kind of talk about like, do you remember 2022 Contender? Yeah,
Of course.
I feel like it was call bally, but I feel like it's getting worse. I can't say, but from your experience, it sounds like it's getting worse.
When were you Contender?
2022.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
What? I didn't know that.
yeah, and that was. I felt like it was a call bally to an extent. You always had those teams here and there,
Okay.
but for the most part, it was a big pool of very athletic players. I feel like.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people who got Premier earned Premier.
Yeah.
Like
That's what I'm saying.
2022, Vinny got Premier in 2022.
Ooh.
Justin Shatar got Premier in 2022. There's definitely more that I'm missing, like who are
Wow.
great players now.
Okay.
And it's like, I feel like I haven't really seen many shining all-stars out of 2023.
Okay.
Is there anybody
I
you
see what
think?
I
Can
see
you
what you're
guys
saying.
think of anybody of 2023
Somebody
who's
that
like,
got Premier?
Shining, that kid that we played.
who got Premier? Is
He
like,
requalled though.
Right.
Who are
So
you?
he was already.
Brandon has one.
who do you think? Oh, okay.
Let's go.
We're not even gonna. We're not gonna entertain that.
I don't think so.
Like, is
there's-
there anybody you think?
Like,
you
did anybody
saw
get Premier this year and then
that-
it's just been like a tank
Yeah,
since getting it? It's a
Nah.
good question. I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
someone who like you could see getting pro next year?
Not.
Well,
Did,
who-
they,
oh,
did Dynamite
yeah.
get Premier this year?
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll probably say them.
I would say
Remember that
that's
kid I
true.
lost to in Salt Lake?
I think they're crazy.
That was the 2 seed.
Yeah. Kaler, last name Kaler, something like that.
That kid was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
he
serves were like very
left righty.
Marino-esque, like very just left right, both cuts, both fast pulls. They were insane.
You think pro division next year?
I don't know.
It's tough to say.
I don't know. They were
Tough to
so
say.
much better than me and this random kid I was playing with that I couldn't really like pick apart like how good his set skills and his other stuff
sure.
was. It was
Yeah.
good. No, don't get me wrong, but I
Yeah.
don't know if it was like pro. Like
Yeah.
his serving was like made me think like I felt like I was going up against Gabe type stuff. Like his shit was so
was hard.
fast and wide both ways quickly. Like he was just pulling triggers. Like it's like damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he double faulted every time, we would have beat him for sure. But he beat us like 21 to like single digit.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't remember, but it had to have
Yeah.
yeah.
Wasn't great.
Yeah, he made. Remember, we watched the video. He made that kid I signed up with fall over.
oh, I remember that.
Remember, he like his feet got caught
You were
and he
there.
got aced so bad he fell over.
We watched it in Virginia.
Yeah,
did we?
yeah, in Virginia.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He
You ever heard from him anymore?
no.
What was his name?
The kid you played with?
Bron something. Bronston?
Brunston.
First name or last name?
First name.
Brunston.
Brunston.
Bronson.
Brunson.
Brunston.
We called him Bronny.
Bronny.
He was some college player in like somewhere near Colorado or something.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up he was the only guy
In
who
Virginia,
played
you
it.
played with him.
No, that was in
He
Salt
played in
Lake.
the Salt Lake.
Oh,
So we
Lake.
watched
Okay,
the video
okay.
of him getting
Gotcha. In
twirled
Virginia.
up and yeah.
Gotcha.
He was kind of cool. He was a nice dude.
He was a nice kid.
He was a good dude.
All right. So what do we think about 2024? Do we think 2024 is going to get worse? You think there's going to be an influx of more people who are just
You gotta think so.
absolutely
More sweats. Gonna
sweaty?
get more
You
sweaty.
gotta think
Yeah.
so.
I would
think
say so.
players are getting
Everybody's
more and
just
more
so
sweaty.
premier hungry
Yeah,
that they really just want it so
I
bad.
think people are getting more and more sweaty as the sport advances.
Do you guys think
By
once
far.
you get premier, you're going to feel like obviously it's going to be a great feeling. You guys are going to love it.
Mm.
But do you think it's going to feel like I'm at the top?
No, it's gonna feel
Opposite.
like I've been playing all these expert tournaments this fall, like PRA and stuff. It's gonna feel like that. It's gonna feel like I show up, I'm probably not gonna win a lot of games this year.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it. Like going up against like top level pros. Like
Once you're in Premier.
I
you're
mean,
saying.
going into the game, I don't act scared. Like I'm like, oh, I'm playing against this guy, but like I feel like I'm gonna win, but then I obviously don't win. But
But
Also
do you guys
depends on who
but
you
going
play
into
with.
the game, I feel like I'm gonna win this game.
do you guys feel like with the influx of the amount of premier players, you think it's like a little less valuable? You think you're still going to be stoked as to all hell? Being like, this is the best moment of my life.
I've seen in the Discord like people are saying like Premier is a lot less valuable these days. They're
That's
saying
what
they're saying
that's
it's
what
too-
I believe.
They think it's too
personally.
easy. Well, I don't know 'cause I don't know how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
I think that might be true though because like I've seen this summer I've seen kids that I played in tournaments get Premier and I'm like, bro, me and Diz almost beat you. Like it was 21-19 and they go to the Premier and they're losing games 21-4.
Yeah.
It's like you shouldn't be Premier. You don't belong there if you're losing 21-4 like consistently. Like everybody gets blown out every once in a while.
Oh, for sure.
But it's like consistently, bro. I don't think they need a Premier. It's
I
too
think
easy.
I'm really, really excited to, like, once I get Premier, and I'm really in no rush to. I mean, I think we're going to get it right away. But once I have Premier to go into a tournament and know that everyone I'm going to be playing is going to be good. Like, at this sport. They're not going to be someone who, like, in Contender, you find a lot of players that are absolutely awful at 3 out of however many aspects of the game. Are super bad, but they're, like, really good at just cutting the ball. Like, or a couple things in particular they're amazing at, but then you're watching them and you're like, nobody would watch us play. You know, like, these guys, like, the way they move around, there's no gracefulness to it.
That's a good way to describe
it.
it.
So, like, going into Premier, I know everyone I'm going to play, I have to play up. I have to, or even if they're as good as me or I'm a little better than them, let's just say, like, I still have to, like, perform, whereas I feel like when I go into a tournament or go to pick up and I'm playing guys that I know I'm better than, and then I lose because I'm playing down, and, like, I lose for that reason and like, no, like, shot at anyone else, but it's just, like, that's the worst feeling, I think. When you know, like, you're supposed to beat someone, the pressure's on you because you're supposed to beat them, but, like, there's nothing more fun than, like, when I go up against Gabe. I know I'm going to lose, but I have all this energy and, I'm ready to play. Like, I'm not afraid to, like, get aced by him. I know it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna do my best to see how many, like, I can, like I feel like going into Premier and having that mindset is gonna be really, really fun, and it's gonna be like uplifting in a way. To be like, yeah, I'm ready to, like, see what this team's got, see what this team. In Contender, I'm just kind of like, just gotta win.
Yeah.
You know,
you're gonna get a lot better, a lot quicker too.
Yeah.
As soon as you qualify.
Oh yeah.
Too. As long as you maintain, like.
Yeah,
Your
as long as
play?
you keep playing.
I think playing, like, PRA and stuff the past month has made me better.
For sure.
Because, you're playing.
PRA gets some
really
pretty good competition.
You're playing some good guys.
Ryan and I had a couple crazy rallies against some good, like, against one in particular, the first play against Modell and Kieran. Crazy rally, bro. And I was like, these guys suck.
It's like, I can hang with these.
I'm with these guys. What? And then,
it's like, who are they?
Yeah, and then Kieran's had it flying all over the place. So. It is freaking serves.
So what's your guys' plan then? Are you guys going to definitely do one? Are you going to say, let's do one, see how it goes? Do you have you even talked about it?
We've talked about it a couple times. It's kind of far out, so it's hard to really, like, say we have anything written in stone, but we're definitely, like, going to run one. We're going to try to run the very first one.
Yeah.
Is what we talked about.
Yeah.
Wherever that is going to be, I don't know when they're going to drop this season. I don't know if Spikeball ended last year for eternity, but
what if it's in San Diego?
I'm trying to, bro. I'm
very
trying to
first tour
California.
stops in San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
good.
I'm down to travel, especially if it's, like, near his way. I love Nashville. I've been there a couple times. It's freaking awesome.
Let's go.
So I'm definitely trying to go visit him either way. But
I did hear the first tournament will be in Florida again. I heard that's happening.
Okay.
So Florida's probably easy for
That's
you.
easy.
yeah,
And then we loved the Florida trip last year.
I'm always down for Florida.
Yeah. So Florida this year, I think that
Probably be April 1st because that's what it was this year.
No, he's joking, dude. It's April Fool's joke. No, don't
Don't
fall
buy
into
it.
that trap, bro.
Wasn't a joke.
it was. Yeah. It'll probably be somewhere around there.
Is that a
depending
Saturday?
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Speaking out your ass.
Right. Kind of, yeah. I just know this year the first tour stop was
April 1st.
Was it April 1st?
Yeah.
It was.
And then the Virginia
You
Beach
think
was
that's-
2 weeks after.
Oh, no,
15th.
yeah. That's why Mermaid Sparkle won. April Fools.
Yes.
These
Yeah.
guys can play.
It didn't even happen.
Wild.
Crazy.
Nah, honestly, that like, the match before the finals and the finals, both, I can't think of fucking.
I can tell you which one.
Yeah.
Which one? The
Both
one we
of them
watched.
were
Modell
awesome.
and Abrams versus In System was unbelievable.
The whole, like, the last 8 games of the tournament were all incredible.
Yeah.
It was such a, like,
It
a
looked like
great
a lot of
run.
fun.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
I just
think-
rewatched one of the highlights. I think it was Mermaid Sparkle highlight video. Just rewatched it. It was electric.
We had a lot of
Lighten
fun.
them
That was
up.
one of the first times too where I was like, "Yo, we're gonna be invested all season because it was a lot of fun."
Yeah, that was a turning point because we were there at like 6 o'clock, and I was like, man, like, I'm trying to go. I don't care about these guys.
You
I wanna go
remember?
drink.
He wanted to go.
I was like, I don't know why you guys want to watch these losers. This is so corny. And we're like sitting there, and then like half an hour goes by, and I'm like, people start screaming, and Christian's serving the shit out of everybody, bro. He's dropping them like flies. Against Raul and Gross.
Gross, yeah, gross.
He was tearing them up, Raul. Yeah. Oof. He was throwing shit. He was pissed.
Yeah.
I was loving it.
I've
like,
never
I gotta
seen
stay.
Christian get so hype. I think we saw every
Let's
single
go.
vein in his head.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Very vascular. He's very
Very,
vascular.
That was hilarious watching
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah, that was good.
So are you gonna do Florida?
I would love to. My 2022, I was supposed to go. Flight got canceled morning of, because we were actually gonna fly out morning of the tournament, like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Get there at like 6, and then go to the tournament and play.
Wow.
Crazy. That was, but flight got canceled. Probably for the better. Actually, 20 million people got premiere that day. So maybe
Really?
it was.
You maybe would have gotten
There
it.
was a ton because it got rained out.
So they
But,
just handed that shit out.
And then last year,
Candy.
Oh, yeah, that's it is less valuable. Just handing it out.
right?
Who's
Last year was
doing,
bad juju.
Florida in the room.
I would love to do
One.
Florida.
Jake, you going to Florida?
Maybe I'm not going to
Pat?
Florida.
And
That's
Brandon?
not going.
Probably. Kyle?
Fazio is going.
As long as
Kyle,
it's not-
you're out on
Oh
the
yeah,
first
if
Florida.
you guys are there, he's probably there.
Hell yeah. We're there.
Yeah.
That team'd be crazy.
That's
As
a
long
good-
as it's
that's a
not
good
too
trip.
expensive for
That's a
me.
good trip.
That's the
That's-
biggest thing.
It should be. Wasn't it?
If
it was
it's
mad cheap,
if it's
wasn't
if it's South Florida too, I have a free place for us all to stay,
Really?
which would be
Oh.
fucking awesome.
Let's do
it?
it.
Yeah. And there's no anyone sleeping in the driveway.
Yeah,
Oh.
Don't get any ideas.
Someone slept in the driveway?
Diddler.
They tried to. And
Alright, keep it on the low, keep it on the low.
You
You were
don't remember?
low. You were
Some-
there,
some
bro.
Diddy
Weren't you the
Kong.
You were
culprit?
there.
Wasn't he the culprit?
Nah, it was Corey.
No, it was no. It
Wait,
was,
what?
It was
No, it was you.
It was
Wait, what are
Mike.
you talking about? Who was-
Somebody slept in the driveway at a house in Virginia.
Oh,
and
you're
you-
asking who was the one that had to do it?
who was the one? Who was the one that brought him?
Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Bro, I'll tell you what happened, bro. If you, real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm like going to this tournament. I'm like, yo, Mike Spikeball, because I was starting to become friends with Mike Spikeball because he started popping out.
By Mike Spikeball, he means Mike Garrett.
Mike Garrett.
I love it. Is that like your contact on
yeah,
the phone?
yeah,
All right, all right.
yeah. So I was like, yo, you want to carpool? He's like, yeah, I'm down. And then I show up to Mike Spikeball's crib, and I'm like, yo, Mike, let's go. And he's like, oh, by the way, if you don't mind, I got two buddies that are going to be coming with us. I'm like, all right, and it's Ryan Paul, who I never met, and then Diddy Kong. And I never met Diddy Kong either. And I didn't know that Mike Spikeball didn't talk to you about that.
He did.
And
He
so I felt a little bad because I was the driver, but also, it wasn't my guess.
Wasn't your
And
direct.
I wasn't gonna sit there and be like, no, they cannot come to the tournament with me.
Yeah.
right.
And I also didn't know they didn't talk about it before.
Right. And there's all love between me and Diddy Kong, and it's all love. It was just like I was more mad at Mike. I was more mad at Mike and Ryan because they knew I was only allowed to have a certain amount of people there because it wasn't my place.
Yeah.
And then they just were like, yeah, like there's actually like there was actually two more people. It was Diddy Kong, and then there's another one,
And Ryan.
Bowser. And but seriously, there was a second person.
Bowser?
There was a second person, and I had to say like, hey, like I can't do this, bro.
Oh, so
and
he
he's
didn't
like, no
even
problem.
come.
He did not come.
Bowser didn't come.
Right, Bowser did, but Bowser, yeah,
You have to let
but
me know later.
I'll fill you in after the thing,
I
after
don't
we
know
go up.
Bowser.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I don't know Bowser.
I just picked up on Diddy Kong.
Really?
I was like, who could it be? Who could it be? Wow. All right. So
Bowser's crazy. If I know it.
this is such a confusing. I'm sorry, listeners. This is gonna be so confusing for you.
Yeah.
But
It's love shit.
yeah,
Trying to be
that's
nice.
hilarious,
Trying to be
bro.
good
Damn,
Yeah.
man. All right.
What do you-
Hey.
all right, I got a question for
Yeah.
Henny. Recently, so your boys with Wakely.
That's my boy.
Yeah, and we love Dylan too. Dylan has some good takes and some wild takes. So Dylan throws into the group chat. He throws into the group chat basically that you and him versus you pair it up any contender squad in New Jersey, you guys dominate them.
Dominate? Is that the exact word?
We basically said you're kicking their
We're
ass.
cooking them?
You're cooking them, or let's just say beating them.
Okay, just beating? What about
Fight
it?
night.
Do you
What about it?
how
Fight
much
night.
of that? Though, so one, how much of that do you think he actually believes, and two, how much do you believe?
I'm actually not sure, because usually I can tell, like, if he's messing or not. Like, he's a gasser. Like, he's known to gas. Like,
Right.
It's kind of funny. Cause,
Yeah.
Because Stiz, he's like, oh, I'm gonna cook you, Gabe, like, stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
But we had a private combo, and he kind of sounded like he was, like, for real.
Okay.
Because I think he definitely, I don't want to speak on his behalf, but he would say this too. He feels like he's like kind of disrespected in the contender scene. Like he feels
Right.
like he's been around and he's up there. So I think he believes it.
Yeah, I respect his confidence, and I respect the take because I say stuff just like that about
Yeah.
my fellow
For sure.
competitors. So I'm not dissing him, but I just don't know. I don't know.
If we're going based on like results from this season, me and Diz played like 3 tournaments together. I'm not sure. I mean, we're getting first round B bracket. I don't know if he's been in the lab or not. Has he been in the lab?
You've been playing.
He's been in the lab.
You've been playing.
He's been playing.
He's been playing. No, and he's gotten a lot better. But I just don't know. I didn't love the take, and then I like said like something back
And they
just
doubled
funky.
down.
Yeah, but then he doubled down on it, which part of it I like. But it's like in a series.
Okay.
I mean, let's pick the two. Who's the two best players in New Jersey outside of you and Dylan?
I'm not in Jersey.
I know. I'm saying
All right,
you and
give
Dylan.
me probably Ant and somebody.
Okay, who's a somebody?
If I were to craft my favorite team, and this
Yeah.
is just me personally, I'll go Ant and Matt Manfredi.
That's a very good team.
I like playing with Matt.
So let's say this. You know now all four of those players. In this hypothetical world, and they're going to play best out of 3. I want you to give me the games and the scores. How does that series go down?
I think it goes Ant and Matt Manfredi in 2. The first game is probably going to be a little deeper because it's going to be a surprise on Henrik and Diz, in my opinion.
Wait, what do you mean? It's
I
probably
think that Matt and Ant have a bigger wow factor, so they're gonna
Yes, they
they're
do.
gonna get you hot out the gate, and you guys
I-
are gonna have to adapt.
I
But you guys are
think-
gonna take some time to adapt.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be like 21-13, game 1, maybe a little closer,
Okay.
game 2.
Okay.
Game
21-16.
13 and 16 is his, and that's his honest thing. You're sitting
Fair
right
enough.
here.
Let's make it happen.
What's your take, and
I-
then let's say Ant's
I
take.
think Ant has. I think on the field, out of those 4, Ant has the most wow factor. I actually don't think Matt has much wow factor. I think he's a clean player all around.
Really, yeah.
Like
solid.
playing, like I'm not saying like that in a bad way. Like he doesn't have crazy serves or like, you know what I mean? Like
He'll
you're
hit
a
every
serve,
once in a while.
you're a
that's
serve
like,
baller. Matt
yeah,
is
yeah.
a just consistent clean player.
Yeah,
not a lot of mistakes and is a very good player.
smooth.
But he's more of like a clean player versus he's got like crazy serve.
Yeah, I
crazier
played against
serves.
him a couple times like the other week, and like
And I love Matt's game.
the one serve he had, I was like, oh shit. But then most of them were kind of just like, okay, let's start playing. You know, it's kind of like they weren't put-ons, but it was just like he's going for efficiency, which I respect.
I love
Percentage,
I love that.
percentage.
But,
I love his
every
game.
once in a while he'll
Me
hit
too.
a cut where I'm like, oh, that threw me off. So maybe
Right.
that's part of the game plan. You know, use the efficiency and then bang one out. Maybe
Get
that's
you
what he
with
goes for. You know, which I think is cool.
Yeah, but no, I think 21-13 could happen if Ant gets hot. I think if Ant gets hot and if Diz starts doing Diz ball, starts like making mistakes.
but no Henrik. No Henrik. Henrik's gonna play.
I'm
Henrik's
getting
consistency
Henrik's
is
gonna
got-
play good.
I'm gonna play perfect every game.
Yeah, Henrik. He's the guy.
I think if Henny gives me a couple aces, because your service is very good, and there's no like definitely saying I'm definitely gonna ace you. I think if I get hot or I hit really good ones going both ways, sure I could get you. But I think like if you're caking my shit up, and I'm only able to like ace Diz, or if Diz is caking my shit too, and I think you guys could win for sure. But I think like you said, if I get hot game 1. That's
It's
just
over.
rolling over. Dill's gonna back out after game 1, bro.
So when are we seeing this?
Yeah,
Let's
I
do
think
it.
this
I'm ready
is
to see
this
this.
is on the Foz undercard for his.
Yeah.
his
I'd be down. I'd be down. I'm
this
not
could be
scared.
the
I'm not
this could
scared
be
of
the
a matchup.
first fight on the main card.
I'm down to rip it.
I love
That'd
it.
be actually
I'm-
awesome.
Yeah, I'm with this.
Man, Freddie and Ant.
Bring back Lemon Live for it.
That'd be unbelievable,
Let's do it.
actually.
We have to.
We have to.
You have it? Yeah. Dude, we could bring that shit back. We could start taking online wagers,
I'm
or
with
maybe a huge vote.
I'm with it. And
Um,
I'll do it if
Did
people
anyone-
that show up are actually gonna bring energy and like in the crowd are gonna get hype every point.
Speaking
That'd
of
be a
which,
blast.
Did anyone win any
This
money
is Jersey,
from us?
buddy.
Yeah, you're right.
Did anyone win any money from us? Weren't you guys betting on the
Yeah, did
Contender
you not bet on
tournament?
that or no?
We bet on the Contender tourney.
Anybody win any money from us?
Did anybody take
I
this?
didn't bet on either of you
No,
guys.
nobody took this, bro.
Bro, what the
Isn't that crazy? We
That's
didn't
what
win
I'm
no
saying,
money.
bro.
Yeah, Foz.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Disrespectful.
Yeah, Foz.
Thanks, Foz. Like, that's what I'm saying. Disrespectful.
Nobody respects
Not betting on me and Ant.
That's crazy.
What are you doing?
If it was dry out that day,
Come
we
on,
wouldn't have
bro.
dropped the game.
That's just disrespectful, honestly.
Over.
But
These guys. Contenders
Actually-
have potheads.
actually,
Who do they think they are?
Actually, Brandon, I liked your take in the live when you said you had Joby and Andrew. I think that's a good pick. I like them as a combo a lot, and they gave us a good work. But still disrespectful to say not bet on me.
So disrespectful.
That's
Can't
hilarious.
believe it. Can't believe it.
Oh yeah, Brandon was not on your side in the finals.
Yeah, I know he wasn't. I could hear him. He was coaching them up every play.
He was, bro.
He'd
He
like
was.
sit on the cut.
Yeah, bro, yeah. Come on.
No, I'm just kidding. But I respect it too, because I was the same way with you guys. You know,
Yeah.
like Joby and Andrew were chasing a ball down. I'm just like, I hope he slips.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's wild.
and does not hurt himself, but just slips.
No.
I think Contender's hard. We've been trying to do it the past couple weeks in our Orlando group of us 7 guys. and it's so hard to rank all of us because it's like for this, player A to be a good server but be awful at setting or awful at killing, and player B to be a great, a bad server but be good at not defense but great at everything. It's like, how do you really rank those? Like when you're a premier player, usually the premier players are like kind of good at least a little good with everything. They have a little experience with everything, every facet of the game. Their kills are good enough. Their sets are good enough. Obviously, they still botch. Some are worse than others. But like in Contender, I feel like there's still holes, like huge holes in everyone's game. Maybe not huge for everyone, but
It is hard to rank Contender players.
it's hard.
It really
It's hard.
is.
How can you value one skill that's completely different from this skill when this player is good at this skill and this player is good at that?
Right,
different
like a you versus Joby thing. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You guys
it's
are
hard.
completely separate. Polar
If I'm
opposites.
hot, maybe I'm better. If I'm not, then he's definitely better. So how do you rank that? You put us together.
It's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah.
So-
He's a flake though. Joby doesn't want to play with me.
No.
Joby just
Hope
out
it gets
there
out.
climbing,
Bro, they
climbing
would be
walls.
good together.
They would be good together.
Joby
I think
and-
they're Andrew. I think they're New Jersey's potential best team.
Bro, I would love to see that.
Insane, yeah.
He needs to get.
But
he
you
needs to get
do
somewhere.
for me what Joby would do for me too.
I'm
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
You're
not
That is
gonna
true.
do
there. So like
You're-
me and you were really in sync. Joby and I played one game together one time, like ever, and we had to nothing was figured out. Like we would have to really get together and play a couple times. Whereas like you, I feel like I don't care who we're playing against. I feel like we're gonna play our game and play good.
Yeah.
We might still get beat, but
That
like I
happens.
know that we're gonna play comfortable.
And I think there is something to be said with that. Like Matt, he played every Contender tournament with the same partner. Jake played his first one with me, then he played every Contender tournament with the same partner. I played 2 with Ant, then I played every Contender tournament with the same partner. I think there's a script there where it's like building that
100%.
consistency and that chemistry and trusting each other and knowing your strengths and weaknesses, where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I know you guys, Contender players like to do this, though. Like, even Kyle, like I said, who you rolling with? He's like, I'm going to feel it out. I'm going to, play with this guy, see what lines up with this tourney. Maybe go play with so-and-so
Which
here,
I'd love to
Andrew
do, too.
here.
I'd love to
It
do
is
that.
cool, but I don't think it gives you the best
Doesn't
chance.
really help.
It's not efficient.
Doesn't
No.
help. No.
Contender
If-
players don't value the chemistry aspect of the sport.
Yeah.
But also they're judging each other, saying how much worse the other one is than the other. It's like that's why the whole thing about the Orlando
You got to
thing-
put that to the side. I
right.
think.
You got to. But
They need
a lot
to
of
make
people
a
don't.
reality show on the Contender division.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I'd like to get in front of whoever the heck is responsible of judging how we rank our players for the Orlando thing, because it says in the video and written down how you rank your players. It's easy. You just say which one of your 7 guys would you put in a match to win for $6,000, and then rank them accordingly afterwards.
That just means
that's
that's
it.
the worst.
I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You tell 7 guys full of testosterone and want to, be the best guy in the room to be better than the other guy. That doesn't make any sense. That's so dumb. You know what I mean?
Then also you're ranking it just off of a clutch factor. I feel like.
Yeah, just
that's-
clutch.
And it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot more that goes into the game, but more than just how
Sure.
clutch are you.
Yeah.
When
so
6K is on
contenders
the
ranking
line.
each other is probably one of the most toxic.
You should
hardest things to
have
do.
just handed it over and let
Yeah.
us do it.
Yeah.
That's what, my team is being lame
That's-
about it too, bro. They don't even want to do rankings. Like we should pull out of a hat. I'm like, bro,
Pull out of a
hat.
Pull out of a hat.
I was like, bro, they're bots. They're bots. Well, it's not it's like 2 guys. Or the 2 guys are saying that I haven't met yet, so I don't even know. But
Dang.
I think I could rank us 1 to 7 very easy, but I don't want. Then I'll be the only guy saying that. And
Your
then
opinion.
Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, we hate you.
Who do you think
Exactly.
will-
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that unless
You're
the
so
people are
new
down.
too, so it's
Yeah.
like it's definitely tough for you because you're new
Yeah.
to like
No,
Nashville.
that's also true.
Yeah.
But I would say it's very easy to rank us 1 through 7 right now.
All right.
But I think it's easy to rank people. I test. I'll just go eye test.
Yeah.
And that's what you gotta do for the Orlando squad at least.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I could do it for ours, but they don't want to hear it.
And I think you could do it for anybody everywhere.
I could.
Yeah.
You're right. 100%.
You got an eye for that kind of
I
thing.
do.
Yeah.
I got 2.
You've always got an opinion. Always.
Who
Second
doesn't?
to you,
Who
though,
doesn't? Who
like-
doesn't want to hear it? Who doesn't want to hear it? Like your team?
The
Like
other
you think it would
6.
hurt your
I
camaraderie?
think
All 6 of
Kyle
them.
doesn't care. I think Kyle's truly just wants everyone to be happy, kind of like me. So that's why I'm not gonna do this.
Gotcha. You're not going to get baited into doing this.
It's gonna get messy.
Has there been fights between the guys or like rankings?
No, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like the things that are being said are like, don't fucking say it.
Why are you guys not just putting the older Manfredi kid at 7? He hasn't played. He hasn't shown
I
up
think
at
we are.
anything.
He actually said to
I mean, he is
us
now.
that like
Oh, okay.
he likes being the underdog and he's happy with going to 7.
Where is-
So we're definitely.
He
throwing him
hasn't
at
like I
7.
heard he hasn't played at all.
Is this 6?
Why do you say that?
Out of what, 7?
I was curious where this is.
Who's 7?
Is he 6?
So
Or
like
Keenan.
6, 5, and
This is
4
4?
are kind of placed there because we put 7, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
If
This
that
is-
makes sense.
this is 4?
So 4, 5, and 6
Who's-
are kind of just like.
Who's 2, Manfredi? Little Manfredi?
I
I think it's Jay.
think Jay.
Jay is a little bit
It's-
better
it's
than
you one.
I
Manfredi.
think Jay. I think me 1, Jay 2. Jay, we played last week, and I thought Jay's serve were gonna look a little worse than the last time I seen him because I was assuming he hasn't been playing.
Yeah.
And he came out and his serve looked better than ever. So I think because of that and the rest
You got
of
a
his game is
set
solid.
for Christmas.
Yeah. Right.
You got a
Need
premier spike for Christmas.
Me, Jay,
He's
me,
been
Jay
killing
and Freddie are definitely the
top
the
three.
top 3, and I think are the top 3.
Then after that, you think it's very close with everybody else.
Yeah.
Where did Diz want to be ranked at? Did he have an opinion?
Yeah. Did he submit his
did
own
he
list?
pipe up?
No, not everyone. The only person that submitted a list was Pat, and he's not. Even
Now I remember, Pat. I think Diz told me, did you have Diz last?
yeah.
And he was like, who does Fazio think he is? He's not even on the squad.
I respect that.
This guy drew little locks next to people's names.
You just said he drew locks next to
I
people's
saw that.
names. That's crazy.
It's a lock.
That's
fucked up, bro.
yeah. That's fucked up, bro.
That's fucked up.
Man, it's tough. But unfortunately, like I think the reason why his close friend and someone who he's also friends with but doesn't spend a lot of time with, Dylan, think that he's lower on the chart is because.
Oh, I don't think that.
Well, let's say you don't think that, but let's say you accidentally kind of insinuated it just now. I think his serve percentage.
There's your number one.
If his cut and reverse was landing more, I don't think it lands a lot. And I think if it did, we could really give him a massive boost because there's no rest of the part of his game that's awful. So it's like if he just landed more serves, I feel like he would be much better. But the double fault thing, it hurts, man. And that's why you got players like Joby who are like maybe trying a little bit, but he's putting that thing on. Andrew's pretty much just putting the serves on. He knows to put on. Manfredi's the same way. A lot of our guys are getting the serves on to be efficient, and I respect that way to play. You know,
Dude, how about if you guys had Joby as well, and then let's say you got rid of whoever.
Who are you getting rid of?
Relax there, buddy.
No.
The eyes.
I would honestly, I would get rid of Manfredi because he hasn't shown up to anything.
Yeah.
I would get rid of Manfredi.
Yep.
But let's say you added Joby. What? Older Manfredi. You would too. And who was the other? There's another New Jersey guy that couldn't go that you would add, and it would be like.
Oh, really? There was another guy?
Crazy.
I was pushing for him, but he wasn't around.
Dude, I would have joined if I didn't know you guys had a squad. Like I joined my Tennessee squad.
Yeah, Henny. How about Henrik joins and Joby joins? Like you guys are actually like,
Bro, forget
holy
about it.
shit.
If that's the
I think
team, then I was saying
Already, you guys probably have a good shot.
I think you have a
Just with
good
the
shot.
depth you guys have and
They do.
what
They
you
do.
guys see.
How many teams are there? 40?
There's a lot of contender teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Supposedly
this
the-
at the
the
ASL
wa-
squad championship. I think
The
they're
GWR
there's a
team's
chance.
supposedly really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I heard
I
that.
can see
But
that.
top 3? How many are getting it? How many squads or just one?
I thought just the winning
I
squad
think
guys
two.
2?
Oh,
First
yeah?
and second. I heard
Oh.
recently it's two
I didn't know
teams.
that.
I think we could get second.
Bro, I wouldn't want to get Premier at that though. What would you guys think? Would
Nah,
you want to get
I
Premier
don't-
as
I don't
squad?
wanna-
I think,
Ooh,
I
good,
think
good.
that's worth it.
No, I wouldn't want it.
You don't think so?
No, the reason I wouldn't want it
I
is
want to
'cause
earn it.
'Cause what
Me,
if you're the
you know what I
7?
mean?
if you're like some 7 getting carried, I feel like I didn't even earn it. You
I feel like with the squad though, and I think Jake can attest that, it's like it's really such a team thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you
last year the
You think
Seattle
so?
Contenders, they were good. They were the reason they won.
The bottoms.
Yeah, their depth was the reason they won.
Wow.
They were
Okay.
good.
Okay.
But I want to. I've been saying this to Josh for the past year. I want to go into a tournament and ace my way through the whole thing, ideally in Contender. I
you
feel
want
like
it to be the ant show.
I pretty much like and not against. I want my partner to
Spotlight
be
on Ant.
shinier than me. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
in a sense, like I want to be able to go through and just clear up.
For sure.
Like I don't want to like. It'd be cool if I could fight to win it. Like I'm still down for that, and that would be fun and awesome too. But opposed to like doing the 7-man squad in Orlando and winning Premier that way, I feel like it's a little less of like I did it.
Mhm.
So it would feel less accomplishing, in my opinion.
All right.
It's
So-
how, it's how it feels.
Yeah.
2024, I think it's safe to say, goal is Premier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For sure.
So goals premiere, but you don't necessarily have a due date on that.
No due date.
Essentially, it's open ended.
We're gonna go for the first one together, see how it goes, see how it feels, and then kind of go from there. If we get Premier, then lit. But if not, I'm definitely down to run a bunch of tournaments together, bro. Because we play. I love playing with Henrik. He's one of my favorite
It's
guys
a blast.
I've played with.
You guys have a lot. You guys look like you're having fun.
I think
which is cool.
I think the biggest thing is just our energy and
Yeah.
our mentality.
Yeah, we're never down on each other, and that's the thing that I really don't want to play with people like that anymore because it's like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
here to
no-
have fun.
No fun.
Yeah, I'm not here to be all down. Even if we're getting trashed, like, who cares, man? We're gonna waste that opportunity and just like act like a bum, or we're gonna still like be like, okay, next play, And that's what I feel like we did in the Contender. Every time he dove, I'm just like, I was so happy because I wasn't diving. You know what I mean? But he just filled that gap so perfectly. It was just so great, man. And like I set you up for the kills, bro.
Yeah, I think we're grinders too, bro. I think we both grind because
Yeah.
like even in the Contender tournament, like I think we got kind of washed in the first game of the finals. I think
We did.
I think we lost like 21-15.
It was bad, yeah.
But then we came and just cooked the second game and then won the third game. So like we're not gonna get discouraged.
We went crazy,
No,
yeah.
We grind.
We went
Grinders.
You did grind.
It's,
Grinders.
it was a
In some
tsunami out there.
poopy conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Crap.
Hey,
Which
these guys fight.
Which I think worked against you actually, because they're more of a scrappy team, and you guys want more. Especially Ant wants more grip,
Yeah.
more
Okay.
spin. So I think the wet conditions favors teams that want to play defense and aren't as serve heavy.
Yeah.
So
I
I
I completely went away from like trying to cut and doing any reverses. I pretty much just went like all jams, just left hand, right hand at that point, which worked because that front pocket range
little skipper.
yeah, it just
It
went,
stayed so low.
Yeah,
it
stayed
did,
so low.
and it really screwed him up. But I had to say to myself like, because I think my reverse is like when it hits good is my best serve, but I really couldn't do it.
Yeah,
It was just so wet, man.
All right.
It's crazy.
I feel
Well,
that.
this has been fantastic.
It's been fun.
You guys got to get a little bit of a deep dive into like the Contender scene a little bit. Feel like what happened in 2023. What do you think is going to happen in 2024? Got a lot more than needed of the NJ Contender drama, but watch out for the NJ Contender squad or Philadelphia, whatever it is.
Yeah, I love our group.
The
of guys,
NJR
the 10 guys
Orlando
we play with
squad
in Contender
is
They're
going
all-
to be
Yeah.
scary.
I can't wait for us all to really level up each part of our game.
Yeah.
And just, a year from now, be all like either just in Premiere or still like on the cusp of it and just be good enough that when we come to pick up together and play, like, it's going to be so great.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped to watch it.
Yeah, man.
Me too.
It's gonna be fun.
This has been episode 25 of SLP.
Man.
We're going
Heck
to get
yes.
you guys signing the flag
Yes.
and
Maybe just a little 25 after, and then leave room to put like a dash or a period for another
sure,
episode.
I'll
for
put
So you guys
27 too, yeah.
put 25 and 27,
for sure,
please.
for sure.
It's 26.
26, we're doing someone else.
Next,
He's coming on
Yes.
27.
so next
Right, who's 26 is those?
next
Uh,
week, everybody. I'm cutting that. I'm beeping that. Next week, watch out for a guy who's kind of risen to the occasion this year. He's shown up, taking down some big games. We're having him on, and watch out for that next season. Next season, next episode. Watch out
Next
for it.
season, hell
Listen to
yeah.
it. It's gonna be a good one.
Let's go.
All
Freaking A. Twike. Jeez Louise.
SLP 25.
25. Spike Lemonade Pod
There we go.
episode
A quarter
25. Quarter of the way to a century.
All right.
Bye. Look pretty good. Oh, wait, how's it start?
Spike lemonade.
Grace.
Spike lemonade.
You know,
Spike
what's funny?
lemonade.
I showed my coworker
There we
the
go.
song today.
Which one?
Grace.
Oh, did
Ooh,
did
yeah,
like it?
that's
Or
the
they
go-to.
thought it was stupid.
They loved it.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
They
That's
loved
good.
it. Yeah. Because I love it.
you do.
So
It hits.
All right,
so- such a hitter.
All
All
right.
right, we'll sign the sheet. We'll sign the flag.
Yeah, take it
We're
easy.
out of here.
See ya.
Be good.
Peace.
There we go. Love that. Love that.
Hey.
We did film